Olivia Dirksen. Number 25, 5'7" senior from Morrow, Nebraska, Libero, number 17, a 5'7" senior from Seneca, Kansas, Micah Ratliff. Good luck, ladies.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the campus of Tabor College here in Hillsboro, Kansas for this volleyball matchup between two KCAC schools that are pretty even record-wise. Tabor College Blue Jays are hosting Oklahoma Wesleyan. Now I have with me this evening color man Mr. Joe Baker, one of our SID interns here at Tabor College. And Joe, what do you think about going into this matchup?
It's a big matchup. You know, Tabor lost at Friends on the road on Thursday. Tabor needs to come back, get a big win tonight at home against a pretty good team. Let's see if they can get back in the KCAC race.
Yeah, exactly. They had a tough one at Friends of the Day after beating them earlier in the year. They lost to 4 at Friends of the Day. Let's go ahead and set your starters. Monet Ortiz will put the ball into play for Tabor first. She's a 5'3" junior from Lakewood, Colorado. Alongside her, number 4, Marissa Groff, a junior from Corn, Oklahoma. Number 7 from Heston, Jessana Niebel. She's a senior. Number 12 from Eden, Oklahoma, Kindred Croker. Of course, we mentioned Ortiz already. Number 16, Olivia Dirksen, a sophomore, 6 foot, very good hitter from Gossel, Kansas. Number 25 from Roca, one of the leaders on our team, Keely Croker. And number 17, our libero, is Michaela Peterson from Seneca. So right now we're down, looks like 0-2. And Joe, what's been going on after the first couple points?
Well, Olivia Dirksen, like you said, she had a nice block there after the first point. She uses her body very well near the net. She's actually one of the team leaders in blocks. I'd like to see Tabor kind of get some momentum here against, they're at home against a pretty good team. They need a big win.
Yeah, the momentum's going to be, I think, huge here, as volleyball is obviously a big momentum sport anyway, and we've seen that in the matches here at home, especially where, momentum's big, so that's a good point you had there about getting off to a good start. And there we see Dirksen with the block, as Joe had mentioned earlier here, and where she is in the conference in blocks. So that gets the ball back over to the Blue Jays, down 1-3, I believe it is. It's hard to see with all the banners up here. It's nice to have them showing what the teams have done, but it's also a little tough to see sometimes.
As you can hear, the crowd's really getting into it. Let's see if the Blue Jays can feed off of it.
Number 5 come in there to serve for us. Number 5 is Taylor Morrow, 5'7" freshman from Topeka, and I know she's not seen a lot of action here at home, so she's worked her way into some playing time here. Joe, there's one of the spikes by Nebel. She's obviously one of the tops in the conference.
Yeah, she has 242 kills. She ranked second in the conference. Doesn't surprise me she has another one tonight. Yeah.
And she had a good set by Croker. If you guys have followed Tabor volleyball, Keeley's one of the best setters I've seen. She can set it quick set, high set. She can set them backwards. She sets them with one hand the other day at home. I saw that. So she's very, like I said, a leader on this squad. Four to 4 is our score, as the Eagles will put the ball into play. We do have a pretty decent crowd, several of them on this side of the gym. It's a little harder for you guys to see there at home.
Nice play by Marissa Graff there. Let's see if the Blue Jays can feed off this momentum. Try to get a big lead here. They need it.
Exactly. If we can put 3 or 4 points in a row together here, that would be nice. We see Samantha Smith come in to serve. She's also, I know, putting the program together, Joe. I've seen her name pop up in there in several different categories as well. She's a good player for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, Samantha Smith actually has 4.5 assists per set, so pretty key player for the Blue Jays.
And there we see the changeup from, they call her Tiana Frizzell.
That line of defense for Oklahoma Wesleyan was expecting a big spike there.
Yeah.
Good thing to change things up.
Tabor didn't quite take advantage of the miscue on Oklahoma Wesleyan. Had a bad pass there, and they didn't allow for the kill opportunity, but we couldn't take advantage of that.
A lot of back and forth play early. I think both teams are a little nervous. It's a big conference game. Let's see who can come up on top in the first set.
This is, as Joe said, a big conference matchup. But right now, Oklahoma Wesleyan is 1-2 in conference play, and Tabor is 1-3. As we see a couple of subs coming in now, Katie Frankenberry, number 18, and Taylor Queering. I knew I would do that sometime before the year's over. If you've watched before, I went to school with her mom, who's here, and pretty identical players, so I apologize to that.
And for fans back at home, she's only a freshman, and she's a phenomenal player. She plays like an upperclassman.
Very, very solid player for the Blue Jays.
Good effort there by Curing.
We'll have a few interviews in between the sets again this evening. We're going to talk with Dr. Carol Hunt. Joe will be talking with her after our first set action. And we will move on from there. Nice put away there as we see Tiana put that ball away. Nice set by Samantha. Joe mentioned earlier, still some back and forth. Both teams trying to feel their way through the opening set here and kind of see how each other's going to play defensively and what they're going to do with the ball when they have it.
Wow, Olivia Dirksen is just powerful, isn't she? Really knows how to use her body near the net, like I stated earlier.
You know, the Blue Jays have a mix of some older players with some experience, but a lot of younger players who get a lot of time. So hopefully they'll keep finding their way through. They got off to a pretty decent start this year, and then kind of, you know, I think as they got into conference play, teams always know you a little better in the conference. So they've kind of hit a little bit of a wall there, a little bit, but they're trying to right the ship here tonight against the Eagles. That's a really good rally, Joe, and we came away with that.
Great team volleyball there. Way to keep the play alive for the Blue Jays. They needed a big play to break the tie.
See a couple of subs there by Oklahoma Wesleyan. I'm not sure what happened there. It looks like they appeared to maybe just caught the official there at the end to give a signal that maybe we were in the net. So we're ball back over to the Eagles, but now a good spike there and good put away. So we got the ball back.
Curing, big spike. It's unbelievable to think she's only a freshman. I mean, she's only had 20 games of experience. It's going to be incredible to see how she develops down the road.
Very, very big upside for her. We see Ortiz back to serve again for the Blue Jays. That ball was out. So we'll go over to the keep it with the Blue Jays. Ortiz will get another serve opportunity here.
Olivia Dirksen, you're going to hear her name a lot tonight.
Nice kill by Dirksen, puts it away and puts the Blue Jays up 12-10.
Dirksen's a sophomore from Gossel. Pretty good turnout on a Friday night, isn't it, David?
Yes, a great turnout, and you know we've also had to move the soccer games from tomorrow to tonight. So I know we have some students. I left there earlier and watched the women defeat St. Mary 2-1, and we had a decent crowd out there, and some of the football players stopped by on their way in to watch some of that, and I'm sure some of them will be filtered in as we do see a few more filter in here after their practice and time to eat something, and hopefully we'll have a few more settle in as well.
Nice recovery by Peterson there. Led to that big kill from Frazel.
Have Smith back. Once again, she's a 5'4" junior from Greeley, Colorado. Takes a little bit of pressure off Croker as another setter who can come in and do a nice job. You know, there, Joe, we just got a little lucky, to be honest with you, and sometimes that's, you'll take that.
Hey, the Lady Jays will take anything they can get.
That's right. 15-10 right now is our score. As we're going to have Oklahoma Wesleyan going to have a timeout. We talked a little bit earlier about having to move some things around, and due to the weather tomorrow, again, we had to move some soccer today. Our men are out playing St. Mary right now. It seemed like we couldn't hardly get that one in today, but everything went about as wrong as it could. Their bus was late due to some technical difficulty there's some difficulty with their bus, and so we started that late. But you know, the good Lord saw enough that we need to get this in and got them down here, and they're going. Our volleyball team's going today, and our football team plays tomorrow. So,
and don't forget, fans back at home, if you're wanting to come out tomorrow to the game, it starts at 1 o'clock.
A very good point, and move that football game up to 1 o'clock. Trying to beat the weather, which is always a dangerous game. You're trying to guess the weather, but good point, Joe. We're going to do that at 1 o'clock kickoff tomorrow. And if you can't be there, tune in like you are now, watch the streaming.
Blue Jays football had a big loss on the road at Ottawa. They need to bounce back tomorrow in a big way against Southwestern.
Yeah, they do. They need to protect their home field tomorrow if at all possible, and get right back in the middle of the pack there. So you talked about a game of runs, and Tabor got on a little bit of a run right there and kind of got a little bit of a lead.
Can't lose focus here. Oklahoma Wesleyan called a timeout, I think, right there. Just have to keep your head in the game and keep moving forward with this run.
Not sure what the discussion here is. The official asked Smith to come over and said something to her. You did see the officials wiping up the floor. You'll see that quite a bit, especially as the matches keep moving on through the night. It is a warm day today, so the gym's pretty hot. So you'll see a lot of stoppage to wipe sweat up as these girls work hard trying to get a win tonight.
Kendra Croker dropping the hammer on the Oklahoma Wesleyan defense. They were not expecting that.
Nice placement there. You know, Joe, we've seen some power here from both teams. It's volleyball's a tough sport. That ball's coming at you at a high rate of speed, and you're sticking your body in front of it, diving on the floor. These ladies are pretty tough athletes.
Well, two of the league leaders in kills are in this game. You have Vuka Danovic and Nebel for Tabor. So no shocker here that the ball is flying at a pretty high rate of speed.
That's right.
Like you said, it's a game of runs. I mean, after that timeout, it was 15-11. Another 4-0 run after the timeout. Big advantage, Blue Jays.
If Samantha can keep the ball in play here and keep it going, hopefully we'll be able to ride this out. That's a good quick set there by the Eagles, and caught the Blue Jays a little flat-footed there. That was a nice play. The ball will go back over to them, but we've got a good lead. We need to get the ball back right here.
It'll end the Tabor run, but Tabor's played really well. They've come out with some vengeance.
You know, you always wonder how a team will respond, you know, after they had the match at Friends. They'd beaten Friends earlier in the year in a non-conference match pretty handily. They go up there and lose, and it's a young team. You kind of wonder what their mindset will be, but I'm pretty pleased with how the ladies have come out today, fighting in this first set. Well, Oklahoma Wesleyan putting a little bit of a run on themselves right here. We need to get a stop here. We've had a couple of opportunities we've just missed and hit it a little bit out.
You have to think if Oklahoma Wesleyan gets on a big run here, does Coach McAllister call a timeout, kind of rejuvenate energy into this Lady Jays team?
Yeah, you'd think, but right there we got a good attack. The ball's knocked out. We see a couple of more subs for the Blue Jays as Frankenberry checks back in along with Queering. So Katie's going to serve it up for Tabor. If we get 4 in a row here, that would end it. You guys see, there we go. And we see more students walking in there, some of the baseball guys. That's kind of your territory, Joe, with some of your teammates coming in there to support the ladies.
Yeah, it's great to see the baseball team out to support the volleyball team. Hoping we can get some support for the baseball team this year.
Boy, and that's Ronnie Roth, a 6-foot freshman. She really put some pace behind that one, but it's out by about a foot, so we'll go back back to the Blue Jays. 2 points away from the first set. Nice block by Queering. Right back at you, and now we have set point here in the first set.
Queering has been a big factor for this Blue Jays team. Great block.
Got a piece of that one, but not enough as the ball goes down. 24-15. Eagles got a big hill to climb here to get back in this one. Hopefully we can get one right here and in this first set. There's a mistake by the Eagles as they serve it long. So Blue Jays win this 25-15. I'm going to turn this over to Dr. Carol Hunt. So Joe's going to talk with her, and we'll be back with you here in a few minutes.
We have an interview here at the end of the first set with a very special guest who has served as a teacher and as part of the athletic department for over 3 decades here at Tabor. Let's welcome Dr. Carol Hunt. Carol, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Pretty good. Great atmosphere tonight here in Hillsboro. Can you tell the fans back at home about your role here at Tabor this year?
Okay, I'm Associate Athletic Director here at Tabor, so I oversee home events. I don't have to be at every one of them, but I find somebody who will be the site administrator for home events. And I also do a lot with the Champions of Character program, promoting it on campus and serving as our conference Champions of Character committee chair.
Yeah, can you explain more about the Champions of Character for the fans back at home?
It's the NAI has a program, Champions of Character, and there's 5 core values. He caught me off guard here, so I'll see if I can remember all of them. Sportsmanship, servant leadership, personal responsibility, integrity, and I'm sorry, I can't remember that
That's
number
fine.
5.
That's good enough for the fans, I think.
Oh, respect.
Sounds good. So the students here are wondering, do you miss teaching here at all?
I miss the students. I really don't miss the preparation and the paper grading. I don't have to get up for those 8 o'clock classes.
Yeah, I mean, I wish students here, we could not have 8 a.m. classes. That'd be pretty nice. What's your favorite memory here at Tabor?
Favorite memory? I think that it goes with the academic program. I got the Clarence Hebert Excellence in Teaching Award one year. I think that's probably my favorite memory.
All right, well, for the fans back at home, that's Dr. Carol Hunt, and thank you for being on with us.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you.
All right, we're back here for the second set. Joe, how'd Dr. Hunt? Did you have a good visit with her after that first set?
You know, she's actually my favorite professor I've ever had here in my time here. She's just a great lady, lives for the Lord, and very involved in the Tabor community. Just have to love Dr. Carol Hunt.
You know, she was one of my main professors when I was here over 20 years ago. She's a pillar for our school, that's for sure. She'd do about anything, and she's done about anything here. She's been an interim AD at one point when they were in between AD. She's been a professor, athletic director, associate athletic director, a coach. She's just a great lady to have here working for Tabor. And like you said, a great Christian lady who sets a good example, so that's great. So I'm glad the interview went well. We will have Micah Ratliff coming up after the set here. We'll talk a little bit about his new role at Tabor and the upcoming basketball season. Right now we're back to volleyball action. As we see Kendra Coker trot back on the floor, replacing our libero, Michaela Peterson. And Taylor Morrow going to get a shot at serving again here in this second set. There's what I talked about there with Croker. She can set the ball about any way, and there you look like she was going to go backwards, or excuse me, forward, and she made a nice set backwards.
Blue Jays have to keep this momentum going. Early in the first set, it was back and forth. They got on a little run. Let's see if they can continue that momentum into the second set.
You know, Morrow's serving the ball very well. It looks, you know, it's not real hard. It's a very good placement, making them move just enough where they're not making effective passes for their hitters. So Tabor's jumped out to the...
Two freshmen making an impact tonight. I mean, you have
Exactly.
Taylor Morrow, you have Taylor Curing. It's great to see that the inexperienced freshmen are getting some time here.
That's right. It'll be interesting to see how we respond the entire match here. We're off to a good start this set. I know when we played Sterling here at home the other day, we handled them very easily the first set, and then we end up losing in 5. So it'd be nice not to let anybody get a momentum here for on the Eagles side.
Like you said, it's a game of runs. You just have to limit Oklahoma in on the attacking side of the ball.
That was a nice play by the Eagles there. The ball back and forth. That's just the opposite of what we've seen. We've seen the ball being really hit hard and struck well, and they're passing on the net 3 or 4 times. Actually kind of dinked it over both sides. I think it threw everybody off a little bit.
It's like a changeup in baseball, throwing off timing.
That's right. That's Jenna Shutt, the left-hander for the Eagles, putting the ball in play. A little miscommunication there by the Blue Jays.
If you're Tabor, you have to limit those miscommunications. You want to stay on this run.
That's right.
Win the second set pretty handily.
There's a nice hit by Nebel.
Nebel's second in the league in kills, another one here tonight.
She's showing why she's up there at the top, that's for sure. Smith back into serve now for the Blue Jays. You know, she put together quite a few that last set to really widen that lead and get us up into the 22 to 15 lead. So we'll see if she can do the same here, as that ball is touched and out of bounds, so she won't get the opportunity. You know, Oklahoma Wesleyan has only been in the conference since 2015. We've played them 7 times since they've been in the conference. I'm not for sure if we played them before that, but we've played them 7 times. We've won 5 of them. There's only been 3 sweeps, and that was, but Tabor did defeat them 3-0 twice. But it's really been a pretty close battle between these two schools overall in that short history that we have with them.
What's funny is they've only been in the league for 3 years, and they're considered a rival already with us.
Right.
Pretty remarkable, the amount of competition between these two teams.
Eagles trying to mount a little bit of a run here. As it's 8-6, they've cut the Blue Jay lead down to 2. We need to get a stop right here. That'll do it.
Kendra Croker, the junior from Enid, Oklahoma, she's played a very big role for this Tabor Blue Jays team this fall.
Coach McAllister sends a few more subs back into the game for the Blue Jays. You know, she's doing a nice job here working with this young team. Tisha Worth obviously has been here as a very good player here in volleyball and basketball. Part of the Ratliff family here in town. She's given her some good help as an assistant coach. Been here 11 years, I believe. She knows kind of what's going on. She's kind of the older lady on the staff, the experience, but Samantha Sullivan is a GA here in her first year, and she played for Coach McAllister in the past. So
seems like this young team responds very well to this coaching staff. I think they really enjoy playing for them.
It sure appears that way. See Oklahoma Wesleyan making a change here, bringing in the 5'10" freshman from Tulsa, Riley Barrick. She replaces the 5'4" senior from Arlington, Texas. So gain some height there. You know, you see that play work very few times. At that time, it almost worked. There, Tabor gets a friendly roll off the deflection, and the ball skips down the net and out of bounds. So. Croker back into the game now. Keely Croker, that is, along with Groff for the Blue Jays. Two of the more experienced players on our roster. I know those two have provided pretty good leadership for this younger group, just by the example of how they practice and how they lead both on and off the court.
Yeah, looking at the roster, there's not that many seniors, so it is a very young team.
There's a nice set and kill by the Blue Jays. You know, it seems like Coach McAllister is playing a few more people than she was maybe earlier in the year, at least at home if my memory serves me correct. Kind of getting some front row, back row substitutions.
It's good to give everybody experience. You know, you go into the postseason, you want people to act like they've been there before.
Sure.
It's great to see that players are getting experience in a conference matchup. Graff has played a pretty key role in the first 1.5 sets of this matchup, showing great leadership for this young team.
Nice attempt there by Croker. Couldn't quite get her body positioned around and squared up. But good effort by Keeley. 13-9 is your score here in the second set. Blue Jays did win the first set, 25-15. You know, both teams, as I'm looking down through the roster here, Joe, both teams are dominated by Midwest, you know, people from the Midwest and their teams. A lot of Kansas, Oklahoma, you know, some Nebraska, Texas. There's a few sprinkled in from other places, but Midwest part of the country is represented very well here by both teams, and you're seeing some pretty good volleyball tonight. So it speaks highly of the type of play we have in this part of the country.
Interesting thing I see from both rosters, from where people are from. Taylor Helmer is from Hillsborough, Kansas, from the Oklahoma Wesleyan roster. So welcome back, Taylor. Maybe her family's out here.
I know there's some fans here. I was at my daughter's match last night at Great Bend, and we talked to a few people, and they said, hey, she's coming back and she'll be here. So I know we have a few people here to watch her tonight, Obviously, we'd wish her the best being a Hillsborough person, except for tonight. We don't want her to do too well against our Blue Jays here.
Must feel good to come back home, though.
Sure.
Middle of the semester, a lot of classwork, a lot of practice.
Not for sure what we have here. It looks like a discussion maybe on the score, as the board has it at 14-10 right now. We'll see if that changes. I'm not for sure, but we see Lou Combs, the official over. Lou did a lot of basketball officiating for the men's side when I coached here quite a few years ago. So I know Lou, and he does a good job. He's in there working hard, and he's been here about 3 times this year already. So he's trying to get things ironed out here. He's always been very patient as an official and try to explain and get things right, so we appreciate his efforts.
Volleyball is such a fast-paced game. It's easy to make mistakes.
I could read his lips there, and he said, don't worry about it, and kind of shook his head in his hands, so whatever. It looks like he's trying to calm the table people down. Hey, everybody gets a little rattled once in a while, but hey, we're ready to go. 14-10 here in the second set. Oklahoma Wesleyan serving to Tabor. Could tell that really come off the hands, double hit there. That ball really spun out of that setter's hands.
Croker sisters working really well on that point. Keeley set it up to Kendra for the kill.
Smith back in to serve again for the Blue Jays. Boy, that's a great effort. Just about, but it is out. The ball went on the other side of the antenna. A good call there by our line judge. Boy, that's a great effort, though.
Yes, this volleyball team tonight is looking like playing with some high intensity. She goes back there and makes another great play. What a play by Frizzell.
I think rotating this many people in also, especially in this gym, really helps. And it's hot in here. It's been hot in here, and you wear down quickly. So, getting a good rotation of about 10 girls, young ladies, that's definitely going to help us out, I think. There we see Queering again putting the ball away with some pace. Get Coach McAllister off the court. I think she's wanting to jump out there and play. She's getting real close here.
Yeah, she coaches with high intensity, that's for sure.
Oh. We see Kendra try to get a little too cute with that one there, just trying to get the ball right over the net, as she did see the defenders backing up, I'm sure, out of the corner of her eye. And
hey, she had the right idea, though.
She had a great idea, just didn't quite put enough on it. If that could have crawled over, definitely would have been a point for the Blue Jays.
McAllister has been towing that line. She really does want to get out there.
She's close to the court tonight.
Tremendous block there by Oklahoma Wesleyan.
That's the 6'1" Valdez from Houston. It's pretty hard to get up over her.
She's 11th in the conference in blocks.
It sure helps being 6'1", but you also got to have good timing and anticipation, and that's what we saw there. 17-13, Blue Jays on top here in the second set. Number 12, Torres, puts the ball in play for Oklahoma Wesleyan. The Blue Jays get it right back. As long as we can stay 3, 4, 5 ahead of them, here, we'll trade point for point with them at this point.
Kendra has stood out tonight. She's made some really good plays to keep the Blue Jays off to a great start.
There's a beautiful block by Dirksen.
Great block by Dirksen. Like I said earlier, she really knows how to use her body around the net. Very good play.
Dirksen clearing both up on the block there. Couldn't quite get squared up on that and deflected out of bounds back over to the Eagles. Croker and Groff checking back in for the Blue Jays. Smith and Frizzell will come out.
20-14 lead here late in the second set. Let's see if Tabor can close the deal out, get off to a big 2-0 lead.
Tabor right now is just looking a little more continuity between each other, looking a little fresher. Oklahoma Wesleyan sub, but not as much as Tabor has. And that might be starting to wear on the Eagles.
I think that loss at Friends really lit a fire under these players. They have something to prove tonight.
Quite a bit of miscommunication there as Flack decided to just let it go, and she almost appeared like she thought somebody was behind her, but she's on the back row. I don't know if she thought that ball was going to go out, but that was in by a few feet.
Hey, the Blue Jays will take it.
That ball's out. That puts the score to 23-14, so it looks like Tabor's trying to get this one salted away here with Keeley serving. Blue Jays have a chance here. I hope Coach Worth doesn't listen to this, Joe, as I kind of called her the older lady of the bunch down there, the most experienced, I should say. She'll come and let me have it if she watches this and listens to that. But she does such a good job coaching. We saw her up there giving some direction. She was the interim head coach when her sister-in-law, Amy, decided to step down and do more teaching here and follow her daughter, who plays at UMKC, I believe. So she did a good job of holding the fort down and recruiting some players until we had a head coach hired. So we really appreciate that. Eagles trying to make a little bit of a comeback here. It's 23-17. And if we could just get the ball back.
Looks like we got some debris on the court here.
Yeah, I think a little kid threw the football in from the Commons area. And I guess he's trying to stop the Eagles' momentum. He's trying to help the Blue Jays out a little bit there, I guess.
That's what we need.
You don't see that every day at the volleyball match, but these ladies are seasoned enough. They'll just keep coming.
Great team volleyball there. They're not giving up.
Yeah, they're showing some fight of their own here. It's 23-18 now here late in the second set. Yeah, I think Coach McAllister is about ready to get a timeout here as she's up near the court again. Maybe she'll let him go another point here and see if we can't get this figured out.
Timeout would be pretty critical here. Maybe break up the momentum that the Eagles have right now. I think McAllister wants to call that timeout.
Yep, she's going to get this timeout here as the Eagles have cut this lead down to 3 at 23-20. And so we'll see if they can get some momentum. You know, if we get that 1 point out of this timeout and make it 24, that's just psychologically, that's a huge boost. Now that the team knows hey, boy, we're one mistake away from losing. But, you know, I'm joined here tonight again by Joe, and Joe is getting some intern hours here, and Micah is too as well. With the sports information. And Joe, briefly tell us, what are your plans for the future?
I would like to, you know, do this, like what I'm doing right here, just be a sportscaster. I have a huge passion for sports. I love watching football, basketball, baseball, you name it. I just find joy in it, I guess.
Right. Well, I know that I'm trying to, as a sports information director, give these guys a lot of things. I know Joe's written some articles for volleyball, and now he's jumping in to do this, and he's going to do some soccer later. And Saturday, him and Mike will be in the studio all day long, and we thought it'd be a long day with soccer and football, but this will be football tomorrow. But Joe, what in the studio? What do you like about that part of it?
Well, first of all, it's great technology. I think I'm learning a lot. You know, just to see, you know, the different camera angles in the game, it makes it really unique and a great learning experience.
That's great. We're back to action here is number 20 for Oklahoma Wesleyan, Alyssa Hawk. Midwest City, Oklahoma product, puts the ball into play, and Queering just misses wide. That's going to be critical for the Blue Jays to get a stop right here. Just 23-21.
Hey, Eagles on a big momentum. Blue Jays need to get a stop here bad.
That's 23-22 now. We were up 23, I believe 15 at one point.
7-0 run for the Eagles. Crowd is really getting into it.
Just stay with it. That's a huge point right there. Instead of being, did you hear the crowd go crazy?
I didn't see who that was, but it's like a change up there. Great play.
Great play, a huge point, and instead of being tied at 23 all, we're going to bring in somebody hopefully to serve away this 1 point and get us out of this. Is
like you said, it's got to be in their psyche. They're one mistake away from being down 2-0.
Right. We're going to see Monet Ortiz, the transfer from Lamar Community College, come in here and serve up for the Blue Jays. She's done a nice job of serving today. Boy, just gets the net and gets over. And okay, the Blue Jays have a chance right here. See if we can put this one away. And that was Nabel. That one you definitely want trying to put it away.
Just a little wide from Graff there.
We still have a good chance here at 24-23. We should have an opportunity off their serve to pass the ball and get it set up where we can get one of our big hitters the ball in a good situation.
Watch Nabel here to go in for the kill.
There it is, 25-23. As you hear the crowd just go crazy. Again, a good crowd here tonight.
Very action-packed second set there. Tabor gets the victory.
Well, hopefully that'll wake us up a little bit more because, boy, we were kind of cruising and all of a sudden we found ourselves in a battle. So we're going to give the headset over to Micah Ratliff from Joe here, and I'm going to talk with Micah a little bit. I'm joined at this time by Micah Ratliff. He's our head men's basketball coach here. And before we talk a little bit about basketball, Micah, you've got a little bit of a new role this year. you're not in the classroom at all, if I understand correctly, and you're doing some athletic administration. How's that going for you?
Yeah, it's going fine. I still teach a coaching basketball class, but that's about it. I do a little supervising for some soccer events, and so I've got to watch quite a bit more soccer than I've watched in the last previous years, and it's actually been a good time. So yeah, it's going well.
That's good. You know, you've been here for quite a while. I know you grew up here in Hillsboro, part of the Ratliff family here that everybody knows really well here, and went and played some basketball away, and then came back, and now you're our head coach here at Tabor College. And talk a little bit about this year's team. I know you're early in practice, Micah, but what are you liking that you see so far, and what do you think your strengths are going to be?
Yeah, it's been a great start. We are extremely new. Some of that is young, but just a lot of new guys. We have, I think, 3 guys that even touched the varsity floor last year and back, and so you know, we're looking for guys to step up. But we got a bunch of new guys, so we've just been trying to, number 1, get in shape. Guys are working hard, and 2, just, you know, try to get them to gel as early as possible, which is, you know, you can't force that or anything like that. So it's going well. We're practicing hard. Attitude has been fantastic. We're getting better every day, and that's what we want.
That's great. And we see a couple of your guys are helping here with volleyball. At least one I know is tonight helping out there as a ball roller.
Right.
But you know, the thing I like about it is, you know, we have some basketball players here and some football and some baseball here to watch. I know there were some out at the soccer matches. You know, we always get good crowds here for basketball, but you know, the support here for each program is critical if each one supports the other. So you mentioned a few players. Who are a couple of those players that are back with a little bit of varsity experience?
Ratliff is back. He started probably 60-70% of our games last year. So you know, he played a big role, and especially towards the end of the year. Nick Lee saw the floor just a little bit at times. He's back. He's been a fantastic leader. He's a 4-year kid. Both of those are 4-year kids. We had a freshman that played a little bit last year, Michael Russell, and so he's looked good, and he's gotten a lot better and stronger. And so you know, we just expect more out of him also to help us out.
Yeah, and of course he's, for those of you that know anything about Tabor basketball, that's the son of Jim Russell, who worked here for a while and now is the coach of the junior college up in Minnesota, I believe it is. And so, in fact, I interacted with him the other day. You have one of his former players here this year, is that correct?
I do. He got injured the first day of school, so but he's still here. So I do have one, and I've had a number of them. I've probably had probably between 8 and 10 of the guys from Jim Russell's junior college throughout the years, but they've been extremely successful here. It's been a great connection for us.
Well, that's good. I'm sure, you know, he's done a really good job with them, and he can kind of shoot them this way a little bit if they're looking for a place like this. I'm sure he puts in a good word for us. So, well, Coach, good luck this year, and I know you guys have the alumni game here coming up in a few weeks.
Yeah.
And then where's your first game after the alumni game? Your first regular season game?
We travel with our women's team down to College of the Ozarks. That's a couple days after the alumni game. I believe it's the 29th. I believe so. Yeah, we'll have our work cut out. I think both programs will. Usually Ozarks is good on both ends. So, but it's fun. It's a good matchup. We always want to play as tough a competition as we possibly can, and that's what we're going to look for. So.
Well, we wish you the best of luck. Thanks for joining us here at the break here between sets 2 and 3, and hopefully this volleyball team can put them away here, and we can get home a decent hour tonight and then get out of here with a win. So thanks, Micah, for joining us, and good luck this season.
Appreciate it. Go Jays.
Again, that was head coach Micah Ratliff. I'd like to thank him for visiting with us. You know, we've had several people stop by and visit with us between sets, so you guys can get a sense of what's going on at Tabor, maybe other areas. We have the SAB president here. We've had an athletic director here. We've had some coaches here, some different people. So we really appreciate them stopping by and kind of adding to our broadcast. And hopefully they have a great year. I know I'm planning on heading to Branson with those guys, or College of the Ozarks right outside of Branson, as the sports information director for both basketball programs. And going up there and taking that trip in. And Dr. Carol Hunt will be going with us as well, who was our first guest tonight. So we're looking forward to that. And we see we're back to action here. I know Joe's been kind of keeping on what's going on here. Joe, bring us up to speed here on our score and what's happening here this first set.
Well, the set is young. It's a 1-1 tie. Back and forth play. Oklahoma Wesleyan is trying to come back in this game.
You know, they traveled a long ways, and I'm sure that they would rather go home at least pulling a set or two out here. They've traveled this far. Why not make it a night, I guess, from their standpoint. And here we go with the mopping up the floor. And I put in a pretty shameless plug last time, Joe, when we were here talking about the need for an air conditioning in our gym. And Sean Reed was my guest, and he kind of shook his head, yeah. And boy, we're still looking for that air conditioning for our gym, as it is warm, but it's a good place to play, whether it be volleyball or basketball.
Very good atmosphere. Great block there by Croker and Graff. Blue Jays see if they can get momentum for third straight set in a row.
You know, you think if we get out to a decent lead, that might put a little more doubt in Oklahoma Wesleyan's mind, especially if they just came back and made it a set, that last one.
Change of speed there, tricks the Blue Jays. Been seeing that play a lot tonight. It seems to be working pretty well.
Again, we talked about both teams have some big hitters and everything, so yeah, maybe change of pace kind of throws each side off a little bit at times. That's something we've not seen a lot of tonight, are missed serves. I know the last match we played here, not the Sterling match, the one before when I was calling, we missed 5 or 6 balls the first set on the serve and we lost by 5. And I talked with Coach about that a little bit after, and she said the exact same thing. She said they missed 5 and they lost by 5, and that's what she told the ladies. So got to put the ball in play to win, that's for sure. Blue Jays keeping the ball alive there. Sometimes that's just what you have to do. You've got to fight to just keep it alive to fight another point or later on in that point.
Very good point for both teams there. They didn't seem to lack focus at all.
You see a couple of subs there by Oklahoma Wesleyan. Hopefully we will not go a fourth set, but if we do, we will be joined by Mr. Wendell Lowen, who's our faculty athletic rep. We'll catch him in between, and if not, we'll catch him maybe the next time. He does a lot for our athletic department. People don't understand all that goes into being sure everybody's eligible, and all their transcripts from other places are here, and working with the NAIA and things like that, and Wendell's key in that. So we may visit with him tonight. If not, I'll line him up for the next time if he's around. So Tabor should have a chance here on that free ball. Let's put this thing away. Once again, we see some miscommunication by Oklahoma Wesleyan.
Has to be in their psyche that it's a do-or-die set.
Yep. We'll see how they play with a little bit of pressure and how the Blue Jays play with really need just to put it away. Yes. As block there goes out of bounds. It's 5-4 Tabor as the ball goes back over to the Eagles. Again, Joe, I've been pretty impressed with our ladies tonight. They come out playing really well. They started the second set playing really well. Then it got pretty tight, but they didn't choke. They stepped right up and got the job done.
This is a must-win game. I mean, if you want to be at the top of the standings in the conference, have to win against your conference opponents.
And we have a nice set there for Queering, who puts the ball away. You see number 16 Dirksen checking back in. Number 5 Morrow. You know, there's a sophomore coming in for a freshman, and again playing a lot of younger ladies, but have good leadership from our older ladies. Our program will be in good shape for years to come. There's that changeup you're talking about from Quirin.
It's working tonight.
Sometimes I wonder if that's not a, we see this at Hillsborough High School. I actually saw this year, Joe, as we're watching, and we made a real good run against one of our rivals, and suddenly, after every point, the towel had to come out. So, not saying that's what's going on here, but seems like that comes out more and more.
Hey, it could be a momentum breaker. Never know.
Nice serve there by Peterson. Wesleyan called in the net there. Ruff and Keeley Croker checking back in for Smith and Frizzell. Error there by the Blue Jays. It's going to tie it up at 8 apiece.
Eagles were down 7-3. They have a nice run here, tied up.
At Quirin, that was an errant pass, and she points to herself right away, saying, "My fault." We've not seen a lot of that tonight by any of our Blue Jays, but it does happen once in a while. Mabel Ortiz back in, replacing Quirin and Frankenberry. You know, a lot of people don't understand how just a small deflection on a block keeps that ball in play. We saw Oklahoma Wesleyan there really put some pace behind the ball, and we just got enough to keep it up in the air and allowed us to win the point. And I believe that's the first error serving for Ortiz today that I can remember.
It's a very tight game right now. Let's see if one team can push through it and edge their way to victory.
This set here is mirroring a little bit more of the early in the first set, back and forth. Boy, what a good play by Peterson. McAllister jumps off the bench. There's excitement. That was a heck of a play by Michaela.
Hey, that point victory right there is because Michaela, great effort. I'm telling you, McAllister, if she could put a uniform on and get on the court, she would. She's right there.
I talked earlier about this isn't an easy sport to play for those that think it is, and that ball's coming that fast. And she just dove on a hard floor, threw her arm in front of it, but kept it right into play where we could stay in the point and eventually win it. That's huge. We'll see if that maybe kicks us ahead a little bit to get 3 or 4 in a row here with Morrow back into serve. Maybe I jinxed this, Joe, and said we served well and now we've hit 2 in a row out. That's not good.
And Michaela's coming right back in.
12-11 is our score here in set 3 as Tabor has won the first 2 20-15. The first set was back and forth. And then Tabor kind of went on a big run there to end that one. The second set was a little different. We got up 23, I believe it was, to 15. And then all of a sudden we had to battle and win 25-23 after they came back and cut the lead down to 1. Now this set again is more mirroring the first set, back and forth. Nice job by Groff and Croker. And there you see Peterson on the floor again. Yeah, she's all over the floor tonight. She's going to need to get some ice on her, and after this might need a good ice bath. Coach McAllister is questioning why something wasn't called there. She will get fired up once in a while. I know the other day she got a card. She didn't like what was going on, and she wasn't yelling, but she just made a comment the official didn't like. And but you know, sometimes the coach, you got to stand up for your players. They see that. You know, as long as you do it in a polite way or a responsible way, respectful way, they see that and they know you're there for them and you got their back.
The players definitely feed off that.
Now Louis Combs, he's going to get some clarification from the stand over there, and we'll see what if the coach is going to buy this or not. We'll see, I guess. And she doesn't.
McAllister seems to disagree there.
She doesn't like that explanation, but you know, it is what it is. And we're going to move on here. That serve in the net gives the ball back over to Tabor and gives them a 1-point lead at 13-12. Samantha and Tia check back in for the Blue Jays. Getting this rotation, and maybe she's found. I'm not sure if she has just come up with this with everybody kind of going in this set, but no, that's not legal.
Tabor did play 2 days ago. Pretty tough contest against Friends. They could have some tired bodies.
Boy, it looks like it's working out pretty well right now. That seems to be the call that Coach McAllister was wanting a little bit ago when she got it that time. But,
hey, a little momentum for the Jays, 3-0 run.
Yep, 15-12, I believe it is now.
It was a 12-12 tie a minute ago. Hey, just like the first set, though, like you said, see if the Blue Jays can storm out here.
Right.
Get a huge run and send us on home.
That'd be nice. We hope everybody will come out and support the Lady Jays when they're back home the next route. They will be on the road on the 9th. They're going to go up and play at University of St. Mary at 7 p.m. The 13th, they'll be back here to host KW, and that will be at 3 o'clock. And boy, KW I know has got a couple of pretty good players on their squad as well. And then they're out on the road again at Bethany on the 19th and back here on the 24th against Southwestern. So if you're looking to come out to Hillsboro and watch the ladies play, October 13 at 3 p.m. against KW, and October 24 at 7 p.m. versus Southwestern, as we see have the timeout. It seemed like Samantha Smith is serving. Timeout didn't bother her too much as she got the first point. We're right back at it. 16. And boy, I'm going to be quiet when we talk about our serving, Joe, because I say something good and then we do that. So it must be me. You know, we talked about this match being critical, and it really is, because if things have not changed, I know last year the top 8 moved on to the KCAC tournament. Right now we're sitting at number 9, right behind Oklahoma Wesleyan, number 8, but simply because they're 1-2 and we're 1-3. We do have a 10-10 overall record, 10-11, and they're 14-9, but if we could beat them here, you know, that could go down the road to head-to-head. If you're tied, I'm sure that
it's basically 2 bubble teams.
It is, and if you're tied, obviously the team that defeated the other one would move on, I believe. So big opportunity for our ladies here tonight. And you know, looking a little bit at the standings, those teams right ahead of us. Friends, you know, I know they beat us the other night, but we've beaten them handily. Sterling is a match that we had in hand here we should have won. St. Mary, I know we've beaten them earlier, I believe. Maybe they beat us earlier in the kickoff over at Hutchison. So, you know, McPherson, obviously, we've seen them play here. Boy, they're
very
good. They're solid. But once you get into that tournament, you never know. Because the format is the top 8, again, unless that's changed. And then you have 2 pools of 4. The top 2 in each pool come out. And then you play single elimination. So never know what will happen. If you get on a roll and play well, that ball is just out by Queering.
Queering hits the ball very hard, doesn't she?
She does. (18-17) here in the third set with Peterson putting the ball into play, a little knuckleballer. That was not a very good set by Oklahoma Wesleyan, but they got away with it as Tiana hit that one out. She was hitting that one to Brent Croker over there in the lime green shirt. He's one of our former students. He was here when I was here. He's a board member here at Tabor, and his daughter plays, Kendra. Trying to give him a souvenir, I guess. We're all tied up here at 18. 18-19 as that ball is deflected out. Really want to stop it right here. You don't like to get that, this again, that mental thing of, oh, we got a 1 on the board and they're 20. You know, they got a 2. That just don't want that to happen. There we go.
Block by Queering there. Breaks up the Eagles' momentum. They're tied. See if Tabor can finish it on out.
19-all with Groff and Queering, or excuse me, Groff and Keeley Croker coming back in. Get the ball back over. We'll play a little defense now. Now we have an opportunity with Queering. That ball is in.
Her name is all over the stat sheet tonight, that's for sure.
That one sailed just a little long. (20-20) with the Eagles putting the ball into play. This set, Joe, I've noticed a couple of our sets for our hitters have been just a little short or a little off the net. Not quite as sharp overall setting the ball this set. You know, there's a lot of factors that go into that too. Was the ball passed well to them to set the ball well? And it's a, you know, your good teams, there's just a fine line sometimes.
Volleyball's a big team game. Have to work very well together.
There, Oklahoma Wesleyan hits that out, but we were in the net. As I believe they called Dirksen in the net there, as it's 20-22, and we're going to have a timeout. We'll see now if the Blue Jays can bounce back.
Good timeout call from McAllister there. You see
exactly.
The Blue Jays, they need to get rejuvenated pretty quick.
Yep. Joe, we talked a little bit about some of the things you're doing, and we're trying to get a handle on a lot of different things here, and our streaming is pretty exciting that we're trying to do. I know right now in the gym we're a little constricted what we can do in volleyball. We're going to try to do that more, but we're trying to commentate the games, all the events, so it's a little better than just watching.
Yes.
And I know you and Micah, a friend of yours that's on the baseball team, are working with us, and we really appreciate your guys coming around, writing some articles. So, you know, if you're out there listening home and you get on there and you look at some articles, we should probably put the names of the people that wrote them on there. But Joe's written a few and Micah's written a few, and Micah's here tonight writing down notes like crazy over there. He'll be writing the article tonight. So we really appreciate that. That's a nice play. I was just hoping somebody would hit the ball back and forth, just tapping it over, and there Queering said, I've had enough of this, and she put it away.
Queering very talented with another thunderous spike. What a play.
21-22, Tabor's down a point with Ortiz coming in to serve.
Points to victory for the Eagles here. Blue Jays need 4 in a row.
Like we talked earlier, let's not let them get to 24. You know, we talked last set about that being a big mental thing. Really puts the pressure on the team that's down. You know, right there, a great way to come right back from Nabel. You know, that's playing to win right there, Joe. That's not playing not to lose. As she wound up and hit it, and you know, hey, we're going to play our game. So very good job there.
Nabel's averaging 3.3 kills per set. That leads the league. Huge kill here.
And what better person to let her have that opportunity, the person that's leading the league. And right there, we're right back with a big block with Croker and Groff.
You can hear the crowd. They needed that pretty bad.
Hear the gym getting loud as we're tied up at 23. And in comes Morrow, the freshman, to serve. Okay, Tabor's got an opportunity. We need to put this away right here. There it is. Once again, go back to the leader in the conference, and she's not letting up. She's just thumping the ball, making them dig it out. That's right. Now we're up 24-23. So, you know, a lot of times I've seen the fake set, the dink overplayed a lot. And, you know, I'm not a volleyball coach. My wife played here until she blew her knee out. But, you know, boy, the more you hit it, the more you make them dive and get on the floor and get up and get on the floor and get up and get on the floor and get up. You know, the more that's going to help you down the road.
Have to wear them out.
Right. So 24-23 here. The Blue Jays won the first set 25-15. Second set was up big, and they end up holding on 25-23. So they've shown some heart there after being up big, letting the lead slip away and buckling down. And right here, they've shown a lot of heart by being down a few and still, hey, we're playing our game, and now they're up set match point right here.
Hey, backs against the wall, down 23-21. Blue Jays are playing with some fire right now. Gotta love it.
And there it is. You know, you've seen a
hit the net.
But
McAllister doesn't like it.
She clearly did not make a clean play on that ball. That was oh boy.
Fans back at home, you got to rewind and see that.
Yeah, that was definitely not a, that was not a clean play on the Oklahoma Wesleyan ball that came over to the Blue Jays. But it is what it is. It's 24-24. And there's a Rasheed Wallace ball don't lie type of play to steal a basketball saying there. The ball don't lie.
I was just going to say that.
It's in the net, so we're back, and now we're going to have Smith. And, earlier we had the freshman serve and the senior who put it away. And so, now we've got a junior trying to ice it here and can't quite do it. Give Oklahoma Wesleyan some credit as they're continuing to swing as well.
Great back and forth play. Those teams are playing with a lot of heart. Man, McAllister, you can just see the intensity in her eyes. She wants to win this game as bad as anybody else.
I got to confess, I don't see this often. I know in basketball they won't let the assistant stand up and start saying too much to an official. That's the head coach's job. And here we see a little bit of that from Oklahoma Wesleyan. I guess as long as it's respectful, most of the time they'll give you a quick answer and move on.
Both coaching staffs still have voiced displeasure. Yeah. The calls are set, so.
There's a nice play. And once again, going back to the leader in the conference.
What can't she do, folks? Hits the ball very hard.
Now we have Katie Frankenberry, one of our seniors coming in from Benton, Kansas. She's going to try to put this thing away. Let's see if we can get maybe a block here. Okay, we have an
great play from Michaela.
And we kind of had an opportunity there, but we couldn't get a good pass. Tied up at 26. We're going to win it right here, Joe. I just got a feeling this is it. We've been up and then tied, up and then tied several times.
Hope you don't jinx it, though.
We're going to come through right here. Michaela's going to have a good serve here, and we're going to catch a break. I'm just confident in our women at this point.
You can hear the crowd; they're coming alive. Big point here for the win.
Now we've got another discussion. We got
Eagles killing time here.
I think they subbed so fast that they didn't get who it was. Sometimes they just run in and out, even if it's not for the libero. And that time it was so fast we couldn't get it down in the book. So we're given a yellow card here too. It looks like Oklahoma Wesleyan, probably for that illegal substitution is my guess. Tabor crowd getting a little into it, a little restless. They're wanting to get this last point and send our team off the floor with victory.
What a great win this is for a young team, though. I mean, they're going to have a big road game against St. Mary, who's up in the conference, and they have a game at home against a really good Kansas Wesleyan team. I think they really need this win tonight.
Right. Could give them some momentum going into a couple of tough matches.
Great play by Kieran.
And I told you, Joe, we're going to get a serve and get a win right there. We'd had enough. Wendell Lowen is off the hook tonight. He'll be with us the next time, though. He's here. He says next time I'll be here. He's glad he didn't have to sit in tonight just for the fact that that means we won. So Overall, Joe, I think really good effort here by our ladies. They showed, like I said earlier, a lot of heart, I think, everywhere. So,
Okay, 2 days removed from a pretty tough loss on the road. Young team showed great heart tonight.
well, that win will move our ladies to 2-3 and 11-11 on the year, and that will move them ahead of Oklahoma Wesleyan, who will drop to 1-3 in the conference. So they'll start moving us up. So thanks everybody for watching. Again, we tune in whenever they are playing here at home. Once in a while, now this time of year, we may have a conflict with the stream, with maybe soccer playing the same time, but we try to cover everything the best we can. So check online. And Joe, thanks for helping us out tonight, and really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.